Once again, and welcome to another live stream. Tonight it is going to be game 3 of the National League Division Series between the Phillies and the Dodgers. Dodgers looking to close it out and advance to the NLCS. Phillies looking to force a game 4 of this series. We will talk about this matchup momentarily. But first, let me start off with a prayer tonight. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day, and thank you for looking over us, Lord, and please look over us, Lord, and please protect all these players and fans alike in this game, Lord, and just look over us all, Lord, and protect us all. And I ask this in your name, we pray. Amen. Phillies, Dodgers, game 3. Dodgers have won the first 2 in Philadelphia. So they come back home looking to close out this series. They will send Yoshinobu Yamamoto to the mound tonight. The Phillies will counter with Aaron Nola in a must-win game 3. As the Dodgers looking to stay undefeated, they have not lost in the postseason. Won the opener of this series in Philadelphia 5-3 and took game 2 4-3, both in comeback fashion. Phillies look to force a game 4. The 2 other teams facing elimination, well, we've had 3 teams facing elimination. The 2 other teams whose game is over have extended the series. The Tigers forced a 5th and deciding game in their series with the Mariners, as the Tigers got a 9-3 win, and the Cubs stayed alive against the Brewers, winning that game 4-3. Here is the lineup the Phillies will send out tonight against Yamamoto. Trey Turner, the shortstop, will lead it off. Kyle Schwarber, DH, will bat at DH tonight. Will bat second. Bryce Harper at first base bats third. Baum at third base, the cleanup hitter tonight. Marsh in center field will bat fifth. JT Realmuto, the catcher tonight for the Phillies, he'll bat in the 6th spot. Kepler in left field will bat 7th. Castellanos in right field bats 8th. And Stott at second base rounds out the batting order for the Phillies tonight. Turner, Schwarber, Harper, Baum, Marsh, Realmuto, Kepler, Castellanos, and Stott. The Phillies batting order. And Yamamoto taking the hill for the Dodgers. He got a win in the wild card series against the Reds. This will be his second start in the postseason. He pitched 6 2/3 innings in the game against the Reds, had 2 walks, 9 strikeouts, gave up 4 hits in that game. Overall numbers on Yamamoto in the regular season in 30 starts, he was 12-8 with an ERA of 2.49. 59 walks, 201 strikeouts, and 173 2/3 innings. He was the leader for the Dodgers in wins, ERA, and strikeouts on the Dodgers pitching staff this year. And he will go to the mound trying to put a wrap in this series and send the Dodgers to the NLCS. The Phillies look to do like the Tigers and Cubs did earlier today and stay alive in their series. The other division series game going on right now in the Bronx, they are headed to the top of the 7th inning, and the Yankees trail the Blue Jays 2-1. So the Yankees have 9 outs left in their season unless they can come back in the late innings and send that one to a 5th and deciding game, which would be in Toronto on Friday. So we're set to go here. Trey Turner will lead it off for the Phillies. Turner in the regular season hit 304, 15 home runs. He drove in 69. He was the Phillies' leader in batting average and hits on the season. Turner in the series just 1 for 7. I'm going to do things a little bit differently tonight on the live stream. In between innings of this game, Going to go over to the Blue Jays Yankees and do a little bit of commentary how that one's going. So it's going to be like a 2-1 thing, at least during the between inning breaks. 72-degree early evening in Los Angeles. Phillies going with their powder blue uniforms tonight. Umpiring crew tonight, Nick Lentz, the home plate umpire, Mark Wegner over at first base, Jim Wolf at second, Dan Merzel at third base, Nestor Ceja down the left field line, and Adrian Johnson, the umpire, down the right field line. Phillies 96-66 this year. They won the NL East by 13 games over the Mets. And the first pitch, game 3, swing and a miss. Trey Turner, strike 1. Yamamoto's 0-1 to Turner, showing bunt, taking low. Ball and a strike the count. One, a bunt by Turner, but right back to Yamamoto, and the throw in plenty of time over to first base for the first out. And that's how this game 3 will begin, and it will bring up Kyle Schwarber. What a regular season Schwarber had. He hit 240, 56 home runs, 132 runs batted in. Hasn't been so great in the postseason for him, though, as he is still looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 7. Yamamoto's pitch to Schwarber is on the ground to first. Make it now 0 for 8 for Schwarber, as it's a ground out to first. The underhand throw to Yamamoto for out number 2, and it will bring up Bryce Harper. Harper this year a .261 hitter, 27 home runs. He drove in 75. He's equally struggling in the postseason, just 1 for 7. Struck out 3 times in the series. Pitch to Harper is fouled away, third base side, right into the Dodgers dugout, strike 1. Strike 1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Harper now down 0-2. Down low, 1-2. So Turner, Schwarber, and Harper, counting the 2 at-bats tonight, the top 3 batters in the lineup tonight in the series are a combined 2 for 23. One of the reasons the Phillies are down 0-2. Harper takes high on the 1-2 pitch. That'll even the count 2-2. Harper steps back in, and here's another 2-2 pitch from Yamamoto downstairs. That will fill the count, 3-2. Yamamoto delivers the 3-2 payoff pitch. That's down low, and Harper will draw a 2-out walk. Second walk he's drawn in this series, and it will bring up Baum, the third baseman and the cleanup hitter for the Phillies. .287 hitter in the regular season, 11 home runs, 59 runs batted in. 1 for 6 in the series. He has drawn a couple of walks. So Harper, the runner at first with 2 outs here in the Phillies' first. And the pitch to Alec Bohm is fouled away. Strike one, right side. Strike one pitch from Yamamoto. 0-2 now on Bohm. Strike two pitch. In the air to center field. That's hit pretty well, but on the warning track, the catch made in center field by Pages, and that will end the Phillies' first. Get a 2-out walk to Harper, but strand him. Bottom one coming. Phillies nothing. Dodgers coming up. And taking the mound for the Phillies in this game 3 will be Aaron Nola. Nola this year in 17 starts went 5-10, 6.01 ERA. Walked 28, struck out 97 and 94 in the third inning, so he's going to have to be about the best he's been all year if the Phillies want to advance in this series or want to get a game in this series, I should say. And here's the Dodgers lineup. Nola will be facing Shohei Ohtani DHing. He'll lead off. Mookie Betts at shortstop will bat second. Teoscar Hernandez, the right fielder, bats third. Freddie Freeman, the cleanup hitter, playing first base. Smith, the catcher, will bat fifth. Hernandez in left field will bat sixth. Max Muncy at third base will bat seventh. Andy Pages in center field will bat eighth, and Tommy Edman at second base rounds out the batting order for the Dodgers. Ohtani, Betts, Hernandez, Freeman, Smith, Hernandez, Muncy, Pages, Edman, the batting order for the Dodgers. I said it's going to be a little bit different tonight in between innings. Going to go to the other game, update you on the Blue Jays-Yankees. And the Blue Jays actually have runners at first and third with one out in the top of the seventh, leading 2-1. George Springer, the batter, has an 0-2 count. And Springer takes low here, so it's 1-2. Go back to the Phillies-Dodgers momentarily. See if they get through this at bat in this Blue Jays-Yankees game. Yankees, 9 outs left in their season. They're needing to rally once again. Springer fouled that off, so I don't think we're going to be able to get through this at bat. So I'll keep you updated on how that game goes. But we're going to see Shohei Ohtani leading it off here in the bottom of the first for the Dodgers. This year, he hit 282, 55 home runs, 102 runs batted in, led in every statistical category for the Dodgers except batting average. First pitch, bottom one to Ohtani, hits the outside corner, strike one. Ohtani hitting 222 in the playoffs, has a couple home runs. Oh, 0-1 pitch from Nola. Ohtani fouls it off first base side. Ohtani's in an 0-2 hole. Dodgers going with their white uniforms. Dodgers written in blue on the front. Phillies going with the retro light blue with the old Phillies logo. The 0-2 pitch outside to Ohtani, a ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch on the way to Ohtani. In the air, left field. That's going to stay in the park. Kepler under it. He's got it for out number 1. So a fly out for Ohtani on his first at bat tonight, and it'll bring up number 2 hitter for the Dodgers, Mookie Betts. Betts this season a .258 hitter, 20 home runs. He drove in 82. Hitting .389 in the postseason, 7 for 18. Nola looks in and delivers the pitch to Mookie Betts right down the middle, strike 1. Here comes the 0-1. Outside and low, a ball and a strike. One pitch. That's right at the knees for strike 2. 1-2 the count to Mookie Betts. Nola's 1-2. Low and outside. That'll even the count 2-2. Betts steps back in the box and awaits the 2-2 pitch from Aaron Nola. Fouled away, stays alive, 2-2. Another 2-2 pitch. Betts lines it into center field, diving and can't get it in center field, and that's going to roll all the way to the wall. Betts rounding second, heading for third, and is in with a 1-out triple here in the bottom of the first. Marsh made a diving effort for it there in center field, but didn't come up with it. And then not only did he not come up with it, it rolled past him and went all the way to the wall, which allowed Betts to stretch it into a triple. And it'll bring up Teoscar Hernandez. This season, Teoscar Hernandez, a .247 hitter, 25 home runs. He drove in 89 and takes a strike here. Hitting .412 in the postseason with 3 home runs. Could definitely say he's been the Dodgers MVP in the playoffs so far. And an early scoring chance for the Dodgers tonight. 0-1 pitch, fouled away. Teoscar Hernandez down on the count, 0-2. .0-2 pitch to Teoscar Hernandez downstairs, ball 1. One-two swing and a miss. That's a big strikeout for Aaron Nola. Out number 2 here in the bottom of the first, and it will bring up Freddie Freeman trying to drive in Betts from third base with 2 outs. Freeman this season a .295 hitter. 24 home runs. He drove in 90. He was the Dodgers' leader in batting average this year. Freeman hitting .267 in the playoffs. Freeman fouls this off, strike one. Oh, 1 pitch to Freddie Freeman inside. Hit him. Hit him on the back foot, and Freeman will take first base. And it will bring up the Dodgers catcher, Will Smith. Smith this year a .296 hitter, 17 home runs. He drove in 61. Already in the first inning, the Phillies bullpen is loosening. Tanner Banks warming up in the Phillies pen. Nola's pitch to Will Smith. That is ripped to left, but curving foul. Strike one. Smith steps back in the box and will await the 0-1 pitch from Aaron Nola. That's a little outside. That'll even the count, a ball and a strike. Big update at the game in Yankee Stadium to tell you about here at the end of this half inning. 1-1 pitch fouled away, and it's now 1-2. One-two pitch. Outside, 2-2. Dodgers runners at the corners, 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Betts is at third. Freddie Freeman, the runner, at first. And the 2-2. Outside, that will fill the count, 3-2. So Freeman will get a running start at first base. Crowd at Dodger Stadium rises. Time called by Will Smith prior to the payoff pitch. Three-two. Called strike three, and Will Smith knew it. And Nola escapes a first inning jam. Dodgers strand 2. We are heading to the second in game 3. 0-0, Phillies Dodgers. Meanwhile, a big update on that game in Yankee Stadium. The Blue Jays plated 2 runs in the top of the 7th, so they are now heading to the bottom of the 7th. Yankees now in a 4-1 hole. So the Yankees need a 3-run rally, and they only have 9 outs left to get it, or else their season will come to a close. Blue Jays looking for their first ALCS trip since 2016. And they have a 3-run lead going to the bottom of the 7th. Again, earlier today, the Tigers forced a Game 5 against the Seattle Mariners as the Tigers won Game 4 9-3. And the Cubs staved off elimination for at least one more day as they defeated the Brewers 4-3. So that series will have a game 4 tomorrow. Time still to be determined depending on what happens in this game here. If the Phillies win this game to force a game 4, the Phillies-Dodgers first pitch will be at 6 o'clock, just past 6 o'clock Eastern time. And the Brewers-Cubs would be just past 9 o'clock Eastern time. We already know game 5. We're going to have a game 5, Tigers-Mariners on Friday. Again, time to be determined depending on what happens in that Yankee-Blue Jay game. If the Blue Jays hang on and close that series out, Tigers-Mariners would be, I believe, 8 o'clock Eastern on Friday night. So on we go here in this game to the top of the second. Phillies-Dodgers, no score. Phillies escaped a first and third jam in that first inning. And Marsh will lead it off for the Phillies here in the second. Brandon Marsh this year a .280 hitter. 11 home runs, 43 runs batted in. First pitch, top 2, strike 1. Marsh in this series, 1 for 5. Strike 1 pitch from Yamamoto to Marsh, fouled back, and Marsh quickly in an 0-2 hole. Oh, 2 pitch. Marsh takes outside. A ball and 2 strikes now. One-two pitch to Marsh. That's bounced to third on one hop. And the throw to first in time to retire Marsh for the first out here in the top of the second. And it will bring up JT Realmuto, number 6 hitter for the Phillies. This season a .257 hitter. 12 home runs, 52 runs batted in. Hitting 3 for 8 in this series. Drove in a couple runs and takes a strike at the knees here, 0-1. Strike 1 pitch to Realmuto. That's too high. And the count's a ball and a strike. One. Down low, 2-1. Two one. Outside. Now the count goes to 3-1. Three-one. Swing and a miss. Realmuto. And that will fill the count, 3-2. Yamamoto delivers the payoff pitch to Realmuto. Swing and a miss. He went after ball 4, I think. 2 down, and it'll bring up Kepler, the left fielder. Kepler this season a .216 hitter, 18 home runs, 52 runs batted in. Kepler in this series is 2 for 6. The double and a triple. And takes low here, ball 1. One 0 pitch. Strike 1 on the outside corner. See former Entertainment Tonight host Mary Hart in her normal seat behind home plate. 1-1 pitch. In the air, left field, and foul. 1-2. One-two pitch. In the air to right. And that will be playable out there for Teoscar Hernandez. And the Phillies retired 1-2-3 in the second. Bottom 2 we go in game 3. Phillies Dodgers 0-0. Going back to that Blue Jays Yankees game, give you an update there on that one during the between inning break here in this one. There's a fly out to center field, so the Yankees do have a runner at first with now 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Yankees trying to make it to their second consecutive World Series, but they're going to have to come back when their last 8 outs here, as they're down by 3. Little meeting on the mound before the next Yankee batter. It said it was going to be a bullpen game for Toronto tonight, and it definitely is. I believe they're now on their 7th pitcher. I think it's their 7th pitcher. Anthony Volpe's the batter, and he struck out twice tonight, and it's 1-0 to him here. One 0 pitch to Volpe, right down the middle. All right, again, we'll keep you updated on that game. But here we go to the bottom of the 2nd. It's going to be Enrique Hernandez leading it off for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 2nd. This season, Hernandez a .203 hitter, 10 home runs, 35 runs batted in. This series, he's 5 for 16. As dusk has settled over Dodger Stadium. Just past 6:30 local time there in LA. Enrique Hernandez steps in. First pitch from Nola, bottom 2, is hit into right field. Oh, losing it in the lights, I think, but recouping in time is Castellanos for the first out. I think he lost that in the lights, it looked like, but was able to find it in time before it dropped. And it'll bring up Max Muncy. Muncy this year a 243 hitter, 19 home runs, 67 runs batted in. It's 2 for 10 in the postseason and strike one to Muncy. One for 3 in this series. 0-1 to Muncy's another strike. It's 0-2. We saw Tanner Banks warming last inning for the Phillies. Now it looks like it's Sanchez getting loose. Look like Christopher Sanchez down there in the Phillies pen getting warm now. 1-2 the count on Muncy, and here's the 1-2. That is hit to right. Castellanos, a little easier play this time, 2 outs. And it'll bring up Andy Pages. Pages this year was a 272 hitter, 27 home runs, 86 runs batted in. Pages just 1 for 17 in the postseason. He's struggled with the bat. His one hit has been in this series. He's 1 for 8. And the appeal to first, and he went around, did Pages, says the first base umpire. 0-1. Oh, 1 to Pages upstairs, a ball and a strike. Nola looks in and delivers the 1-1 to Pages. Bounced foul, third base side. Now a ball and 2 strikes. One, two, swing and a miss. Pages goes down. Dodgers go down 1-2-3 in the second. On we go the third in game 3. Phillies, Dodgers, no score. Going back to this Blue Jays-Yankees game. And right as I go over, the Yankees grounded to the final out of the 7th. So we go to the 8th. Yankees down to 6 outs in their season. They trail the Blue Jays 4-1. So the Yankees are in deep, deep trouble if they want to keep their season alive. So in the other series, we know the Brewers-Cubs is going to game 4 tomorrow. Not sure who that pitching matchup is going to be yet for game 4. Tigers-Mariners go into that deciding game 5 on Friday. We know Skubal's going to pitch for the Tigers. Still a little unsure who it's going to be going in Game 5 for the Mariners. So here in the top of the third inning for the Phillies, it's going to be Castellanos leading off. Castellanos this year a .250 hitter, 17 home runs, 72 runs batted in. Castellanos this series 1 for 6. Looks like it showed the Phillies dugout in between innings, and the first pitch is inside the top of the third. Looks like Aaron Nola might be done after 2 innings tonight. So it looks like it might be a bullpen game for the Phillies like it was for the Blue Jays tonight. Nola got himself out of a first inning jam, kept the Dodgers off the scoreboard. There's a swing and a miss by Castellanos. And that'll even the count 1-1. 1-1 is outside. 2-1. Yamamoto's 2-1 to Castellanos is hit pretty well to left, but not quite deep enough, as just shy of the warning track, the catch made by Enrique Hernandez, for the first out. And it'll bring up the number 9 hitter for the Phillies, Bryson Stott. This season, Stott a .257 hitter, 13 home runs, 66 runs batted in. 1 for 6 this series is Stott. And takes strike 1 here. Oh, 1 pitch, jams Stott, and he sends it to shallow center field, and Mookie Betts with the over-the-shoulder catch for out number 2. Back to the top of the order for the Phillies, Trey Turner. Bases empty, 2 outs here in the Phillies' third. Little inside, ball 1. Turner grounded out to lead off the top of the first. And takes a strike here. Evens the count 1-1. 1-1 pitch. That's a chopper, too short. And the throw to first in time. Good play there at shortstop by Mookie Betts. And the Phillies down 1-2-3 in the third. On we go to the bottom of the third at Dodger Stadium. Still Phillies-Dodgers 0-0. And we'll do the old 2-1 here between innings. We'll go back and get an update on this Blue Jays-Yankees game. Alejandro Kirk had a leadoff double here in the 8th and moved over on a ground out. And now Straw just got a base hit into right field to score Kirk. And that makes Toronto's lead now 5-1 in the 8th. Making the chore even tougher for the Yankees now. Throw over to first. Oh, and Clement just got hit by the pitch. Doval is now pitching for the Yankees. Clement was not too happy either about being hit by that pitch. Said something to Doval. And looks like they're going to have a pitching change there in New York. Toronto threatening to bust that thing wide open in the 8th inning. Going to keep you updated on that. And here we go in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Dodgers will have Tommy Edman leading it off. In the bottom of the 3rd, Edman this year, 225 hitter, 13 home runs, 49 runs batted in. Edman 2 for 11 in the postseason. And Nola is indeed done after 2 innings, and a new Phillies pitcher. As Edman sends this first pitch to left center field, back to the wall and gone. Ranger Suarez, the new pitcher, and Tommy Edman hits him out to left center field. That's his 2nd home run of the postseason, and it's 1-0 Dodgers in the 3rd. So Ranger Suarez gets greeted rudely entering the ball game. I was going to give you Suarez's numbers this year in 26 games, all starts, 12-8 record, 3.2 ERA, walked 38, struck out 151 in 157 in the 3rd innings, and then Tommy Edman sends him out on the 2nd pitch he sees. First appearance in this series for Suarez. That's a ground ball to first, and that'll be the first out. As Ohtani grounds out to first, and it'll bring up Mookie Betts. So Rob Thompson, the manager of the Phillies, elects to take Aaron Nola out after 2 innings. And Suarez comes in and proceeds to give up a home run to Tommy Edman on his 2nd pitch. Here's Mookie Betts, tripled his first time. Takes a strike here. Counts even 1-1. Swing and a miss. Counts now 1-2. And I beg your pardon, that was the first pitch that Edman took him deep on. One-two pitch, foul back, stays alive. One-two pitch from Suarez, lined into left field, and a diving catch in left field by Kepler. So nice diving play there for out number 2. It'll bring up Teoscar Hernandez. Pitch to Teoscar Hernandez, fouled off, strike one. Tommy Edman home run here in the bottom of the third has got the Dodgers on the board here in game 3, 1-0. Suarez looks in and delivers the 0-1 downstairs, a ball and a strike. Comes the 1-1 downstairs, 2-1 now. Two-one pitch. Swing and a miss. Counts even now 2-2 on Teoscar Hernandez. Two-two. That's low, and that'll fill the count, 3-2. Freddie Freeman on deck. And a payoff pitch coming up from Suarez. And here it is. On the ground to second. Easy play over to first, and that'll do it for the Dodgers in the third. But the Tommy Edman home run gets the Dodgers on the board in game 3. We head to the fourth. Dodgers lead the Phillies 1-0. While an update on the game in Yankee Stadium. Blue Jays and Yankees. Yankees did get out of the top of the 8th without any further damage other than the 1 run, so it remains 5-1 Blue Jays. That game going to the bottom of the 8th. Yankees down to their last 6 outs. Needing at least a 4-run rally. I'll update you on my upcoming live stream schedule. Tomorrow, depending on the start time of the Brewers-Cubs, if it starts late enough, I do have a full-time job, so I got my work schedule. So if it starts late enough, like if it's a 9 o'clock Eastern time start, I will be on to with the live stream of that game tomorrow night. If it starts a little earlier than that, I'm probably not going to be able to go on the live stream. But if it starts around 9 Eastern, I will be on the live stream tomorrow. And we'll also be on the live stream on Saturday. Not sure doing what yet. It could be Division Series Game 5 or it could be college football. So don't know what's going to go on the live stream yet on Saturday. It's going to depend on how the baseball series end up. So I'll keep you updated on this Blue Jays-Yankees game to see if the Yankees can rally and keep their season alive. Another pitcher coming in for the Blue Jays. I think that's 8 tonight now. Aaron Judge is leading off. The new pitcher in the game for Toronto, Fisher, is pitching to Judge, but looking at his pitches, doesn't look like he wants anything to do with him. Might as well pitch to him in this situation. You're up 5-1, a home run. I mean, leadoff hitter. If he takes you deep, he takes you deep. That's. But back to this one at Dodger Stadium. We head to the fourth. Phillies trailing 1-0. Be Kyle Schwarber leading it off in the Phillies' fourth. Schwarber still looking for his first hit of the postseason. He's now 0 for 8 with his 0 for 1 tonight. Takes outside ball 1. Grounded out his first time up. 1-0 pitch from Yamamoto downstairs. It's 2-0. Schwarber in the air to right. I think he may have just got his first hit of the postseason. That is way out of here. That was up onto the terrace in right field. And Schwarber sends an absolute bomb to right that ties it at 1. Wow. That thing was estimated 455 feet to right field. That's a way to get out of your postseason slump. I mean, that thing, that was up on the upper terrace level. That's the, in fact, I think it may have hit off the little awning out there. That was a blast. So now we're 1-1. Bryce Harper, the batter, and the count's now even 1-1. One pitch. That's through into left field for a base hit past the diving Betts at short. And Bryce Harper has himself a single. So 2 consecutive hits for the Phillies to start the top of the fourth. And it will bring up Alec Bohm. Yeah, that hit off the awning out there in right field before ending up on the terrace level out there. Strike 1 on the outside corner. A 1 pitch. Little inside. That'll even the count a ball and a strike. Bohm flew out his first time up. One is inside. That'll make the count 2-1 rather. Two-one pitch. Downstairs, 3-1 now. Here comes the 3-1. Up the middle, that's a base hit for Alec Bohm, rounding second, and the throw to third. Harper trying to get to third, and the ball gets away into the camera well. Bryce Harper's going to be awarded home. Bohm will go to second, and the Phillies have taken the lead 2-1 here in the fourth inning. The throw into third ended up getting past Muncy at third base and ended up in the camera well there on the third base side. And when the ball goes out of play like that, that allowed Bryce Harper to get the base home. And Bohm, actually, I said at second, he's actually at third because he had taken second on that throw to third base. So Bohm's at third, and that's hit deep to left field. That's going to get Bohm home. Catch made out there in left field. Baum tagging and scoring, and the Phillies with a 3-run fourth inning now lead this game 3-1. Sacrifice fly for Marsh. And it will bring up JT Realmuto. That's finally the first out here in the top of the fourth. Realmuto sends this one into right field, and that's going to get down and bounce into the stands for an automatic double for JT Realmuto, and the Phillies have the hitting shoes on here in the fourth as they have gotten to Yamamoto the second time through the lineup. Pitching coach Mark Pryor coming out to have a word with Yamamoto on the mound through a translator, of course. Update on that Blue Jays-Yankees game before this next batter. Yankees have 2 on with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. They still trail 5-1. Ben Rice is at the plate. So if they can get a couple runs home here, the Yankees get themselves right back in that ballgame. Meeting over on the mound here, and Kepler will be the batter. Kepler 0 for 1. The pitch to Yamamoto, this will be his 50th pitch. And it's downstairs, ball 1. One-0 pitch to Kepler. Went around, swing and a miss, 1-1. Kepler flew out his first time up back in the second. One has high, 2-1 now the count. Two one. In the air to center. Now over towards left center. Catch made by Pages for out number 2. And it'll bring up Castellanos. Dodger bullpen getting loose. See who that is. Castellanos fouls this off for strike 1. Anthony Banda is loosening in the Dodgers bullpen. Oh, 1 pitch. Fouled away, and it's 0-2 on Castellanos. Oh, 2 pitch. Outside corner, strike 3. Castellanos caught looking. That'll do it in the 4th, but the Phillies get 3 Big blow, the blast of a home run to right for Kyle Schwarber. Bottom four coming at Dodger Stadium. Phillies lead the Dodgers 3-1. And you back to that game at Yankee Stadium. Toronto just brought on their 8th pitcher of the game. Yankees have runners at first and second with 2 outs, and it's a 2-1 count on Ben Rice. Yankees trying to get back in this game here. And now it's 3-1 on Rice. If the Yankees get Rice on here, they're going to bring the tying run to the plate. Three one to Rice. Swing and a miss. Wow. Count is full on Ben Rice with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Well, he was swinging for the fence on that. So the runners at first and second will get a head start on the pitch. And the 3-2 to Ben Rice. That's foul ball. This is one of these 2-for-1s tonight. Phillies Dodgers, my main live stream, but giving you a little bit of the Blue Jays Yankees in the in-between innings timeout. There go the runners again. Oh, Rice just walked. The Yankees have loaded the bases. So the Yankees have the bases loaded, and Austin Wells is coming to the plate as the tying run. Oh, Wells sends a fly ball to left. Yankees are going to leave the bases loaded in the 8th inning. Oh, my goodness. Yankees down to their last 3 outs. Blue Jays got out of that jam. All right, back to this one into the 4th inning, bottom of the 4th. And ball 1 inside to the leadoff hitter, Freddie Freeman. It was hit by a pitch on the foot his first time up. Fouls this one off. That'll even the count a ball and a strike. One to Freeman. Swing and a miss. Counts now 1-2. One two's upstairs. 2-2. Two. Hit foul. Count stays 2-2. Two to Freeman. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Suarez, a strikeout of Freeman. And it'll bring up Will Smith. Will Smith was a strikeout victim his first time. That was against Aaron Nola. By the way, Nola's line, I never did give the final line on him. 2 innings pitched. 1 hit, 3 strikeouts. He threw 31 pitches. Will Smith takes strike 1. Strike 1 pitch. That hits the outside corner. Will Smith down in the count 0-2. Getting the wave going at Dodger Stadium. Here's the 0-2. Foul back. Oh, 2 pitch. Strike 3. Will Smith strikes out for the second time. Brings up Enrique Hernandez. And takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Hernandez is 0 for 1. He flew out his first time up. 0-1. Fouled away, and Hernandez down the count 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch to Hernandez. A little high. 1-2. One-two pitch. Downstairs. 2-2. Two-two pitch. Just missed the outside corner, and the count goes full. Three-two payoff. That's downstairs. Great job by Hernandez after trailing count 0-2, but coming back to draw a walk. And it'll bring up Max Muncy. Muncy 0 for 1 in the game. Muncy representing the tying run here at the plate with 2 outs. Ball 1. That's 5 straight out of the strike zone now by Ranger Suarez. Pitch to Muncy. That misses. 2-0. Suarez all of a sudden having a problem finding the strike zone. Two-0. There's a strike on the outside corner. 2-1. Two-one. On the ground, past the diving second baseman and into right field. It's first and second with 2 outs for the Dodgers. Great effort there at second for Stott, but just out of his reach. 2 on with 2 outs for the Dodgers here in the 4th. And the batter will be Pages. Tying run now at first. Pages at the plate represents the go-ahead run. Pages was a strikeout victim against Nola his first time and takes upstairs, ball 1. One zero, swing and a miss. 1-1. Enrique Hernandez, the runner at second. Muncy at first. 1-1 is in the air to left. Who wants it? It's the shortstop Trey Turner calling, makes the catch. And the Dodgers strand 2 in the 4th. On we go to inning number 5. Game 3, Phillies in a must-win to stay alive. They lead it 3-1. Back to the Blue Jays-Yankees game during this inning break in LA. Blue Jays have a runner at second with 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning. Alejandro Kirk is the batter. And Kirk takes outside, 2-2. Yankees brought on the closer, Bednar. Two-two pitch. That's a swing and a miss. And this game, Blue Jays and Yankees, is heading to the bottom of the 9th. The Yankees are going to need 4 to tie it, or else they're going to see their season come to a close. So keep an eye on the bottom of the 9th in that one. Here in the bottom of the 5th, or in the top of the 5th, rather, Phillies leading 3-1. It's going to be Stott and then the top of the order, Turner and Schwarber. Here in the top of the 5th. Phillies in a must-win game. They are leading it so far, 3-1 through 4. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Phillies. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error for the Dodgers. If there is a game 4 in this series, it would be tomorrow, just past 6 o'clock Eastern time. 3 o'clock out there in Los Angeles. And that would mean the Brewers-Cubs game 4 would be just past 9 o'clock Eastern time. So here we go, top of the 5th, Stott to lead it off for the Phillies. Stott is 0 for 1. First pitch, top of the 5th from Yamamoto, downstairs, ball 1. Stott flew out his first time up. 1-0 is downstairs, 2-0. Yamamoto nearing the 60 pitch mark. Two-0. There's a strike. Stott didn't think so. That counts 2-1. Anthony Banda was loosening in the bullpen earlier for the Dodgers. He's back up again now. Swing and a miss on the 2-1 pitch from Stott. It's now even 2-2. Yamamoto delivers the 2-2 pitch to Stott. Chop foul. Count stays 2-2. Two-two. On the ground and through into right center field. Stott will hold it first with a leadoff single. That ball just got past the diving Edman at second base, trying to make a play on it. And we're back to the top of the order, Trey Turner. Turner is 0 for 2. Turner swings and misses. Strike one. Turner's grounded out twice. Strike one pitch. Right down the middle, 0-2. Oh, 2. Just missed the outside corner. 1-2. One-two pitch from Yamamoto downstairs. That'll even the count on Turner. 2-2. Schwarber on deck. Two-two pitch. Up the middle. That's a base hit. It'll be first and second for the Phillies with nobody out here in the top of the fifth. And here comes Kyle Schwarber. And out comes Dave Roberts. That may be it for Yamamoto. Yamamoto's at 67 pitches. And it looks like he's just thrown his last pitch of the night. So Yamamoto exits after 4+. It's going to be Banda coming into the game. So pitching change, which gives us the opportunity to go back to this Blue Jays-Yankees game. I may actually stay with this game through the bottom of the ninth because we could have a closeout situation here. Trent Grisham, the batter, with a runner at second and one out. He's got a 2-1 count on him. Judge is on deck, but even if Grisham gets on here, Judge he can't tie it. He could only bring it to a one-run game. 2-1 to Grisham is on the ground. Diving play at first, and the throat of the pitcher covering. Yankees are down to their final out of the season. So Aaron Judge could be the last hitter of the season for the Yankees. Swing and a miss. That pitching change happened just at the right time here. Give you possibly the closeout of this one. Judge swings and misses, and now the Yankees down to their final strike. 0-2 pitch on the way. Downstairs. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Aaron Judge. That's ripped to left. That's going to get down and off the wall. It does score a run. It's 5-2 in the bottom of the ninth. Back to this Phillies-Dodgers game. Anthony Banda into the game. He comes in with runners at first and second. Nobody out. And strike one to Schwarber. Schwarber hit that bomb to right field his last time up. Runner from second takes off, and that is an easy steal of third base for Stott. Also going to second base on that steal of third for Stott was Trey Turner. 1-2 to Schwarber, down low, 2-2. Two. Downstairs, full count. Numbers on Banda real quick. Coming into this game, he came at 71. He appeared in 71 games this year. 5-1 record, 3.18 ERA, 34 walks, 61 strikeouts in 65 innings. Walks were a little high by him. Three-two payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. And while we have a quick second, going to switch back to the Blue Jays and Yankees. Aaron Judge just gotten an RBI single to keep the game alive. And Cody Bellinger has just struck out, and that will do it. That will send the Toronto Blue Jays to the ALCS as they have just closed out the Yankees in 4. "5-2 the final. Bryce Harper here with a pop out for out number 2. Alec Baum, now the batter. It's 1 for 2. And they're going to walk him intentionally to load the bases. And they will pitch to Brandon Marsh. Bases loaded, 2 outs for the Phillies. Marsh has a sacrifice fly in the game. He's 0 for 1 officially. Sorry, don't normally switch games like that when I'm deciding, but we had a closeout situation on the other game. That's why I wanted to go back to that one. Now we've got a little discussion here at home plate between Marsh and Phillies manager Thompson and the home plate umpire. Oh, it looks like they got Thompson they got Marsh for a clock violation, and he's not real happy about it. Yep, that's exactly what the call was, a clock violation on Marsh. Like they got him for a little bit too slow coming up to the plate. So that's a strike on Marsh. And take strike two. Dodger fans rise at Dodger Stadium. Oh, 2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Marsh strikes out. Phillies leave the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Still the Phillies 3, the Dodgers 1. So, in case you missed it, or in case you're just now tuning into this live stream coming in from that Blue Jays Yankees game, we welcome you in. My name is John. Here on Sports Bonanza John on YouTube. The Blue Jays with a 5-2 win over the Yankees. That will eliminate the Yankees and send the Blue Jays to the ALCS. So they will now await the winner of the Tigers-Mariners Game 5, which will be on Friday. That ALCS Game 1 will be on Sunday. So we'll see where that puts the start time for Game 5 of the Tigers-Mariners. That was a TBA on the start time. It'll depend on what happened this game tonight. My assumption is Tigers-Mariners is probably going to be an 8 o'clock Eastern start. But in this one, Dodgers just escaped a bases-loaded jam in the top of the fifth. Phillies have now stranded 5 runners on base, so the Dodgers will come up in the bottom of the fifth, still trailing by 2. It's going to be Edman and then the top of the order, Ohtani and Betts, due up here in the bottom of the fifth. So Tommy Edman will lead it off here in the bottom of the fifth for the Dodgers. First pitch, bottom 5, outside corner to Edman, strike 1. That's line caught at third base by Baum. What a catch. A leaping grab there at third base. 1 down in the inning. Boy, that's some ups right there by Baum to get that catch. Ball one. One 0 to Ohtani's fouled off. Counts even 1-1. Jack Dreyer starting to loosen for the Dodgers in the bullpen. One pitch. There's a strike to Ohtani. 1-2 now the count. One-two pitch. Downstairs to Ohtani. 2-2. Two low, and that'll fill the count. 3-2 on Ohtani. Three-two payoff. Swing and a miss. Ohtani strikes out. Out number 2 in the inning. Here's Mookie Betts. 1 for 2. He tripled back in the first. And the pitch to Betts is a strike. Strike one pitch. That's lined into center, and Mookie Betts has his second hit of the night. A single to go along with his first inning triple. And the batter will be Teoscar Hernandez, representing the tying run. Fourth hit of the game for the Dodgers. Hernandez rips it foul, strike one. Comes the 0-1. On the ground to short, and the short route over to second, and that'll do it for the Dodgers in the bottom of the fifth. They get a 2-out single by Betts, but nothing further. On to the sixth. In Game 3, a must-win Game 3 for the Phillies, and they lead it 3-1. It's going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters, Real Muto, Kepler, and Castellanos in the Phillies' sixth inning. Third pitcher into the game for the Dodgers, it's going to be Dreyer. Jack Dreyer coming in. Jack Dreyer, 67 appearances this year, started 5 games, 3-2 record, 2.95 ERA, 24 walks, 74 strikeouts, 76 and a third innings. This will be his second appearance in the postseason, pitched 2/3 of an inning. So Banda goes 1 inning, walked 1, struck out 2. Final numbers on Yamamoto, by the way, he went 4+, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. He threw 67 pitches. It'll be Real Muto leading it off in the top of the 6th for the Phillies. Dreyer's first pitch, top 6, fouled away, strike 1. First appearance this series for Dreyer. His previous appearance in the postseason was in the wild card series against the Reds. 0-1 is lined into right field, and coming on out there for the catch is Teoscar Hernandez. Looks like he may have misplayed that at first, but regrouped to make the catch. And it'll bring up Kepler. Kepler 0 for 2. Pitch to Kepler. A little low, ball 1. One 0 pitch right there for strike 1, a ball and a strike. On 1, swing and a miss. Counts now 1-2. One-two pitch to Kepler. Low and outside. That'll even the count 2-2. Dreyer's 2-2 pitch to Kepler. Little low. That'll fill the count 3-2. Payoff pitch is foul. Another 3-2 payoff. Inside, and Kepler draws a 1-out walk here in the top of the 6th. And it will bring up Castellanos. 0 for 2 tonight. Dreyer's delivery on the ground, foul, strike 1. Castellanos has flown out and struck out tonight. 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2 now on Castellanos. Oh-2 pitch. Down low. Nice stop back there. Will Smith with a good stop, keeping that pitch from going to the backstop. So 1-2. Mark Pryor on the phone in the bullpen again. Probably going to see another Dodger pitcher loosening up here. One, two. Fouled away. Castellanos stays alive. And we do indeed have the Dodger bullpen loosening. Blake Trainen. Dodger pitcher loosening in the pen. 1-2 pitch and another foul ball. Castellanos again steps in, and the 1-2 pitch. In the air left center. Easy play out there for Pages, and that is the second out. And Stott will be the batter. Stott's 1 for 2, singled his last time up. Swing to miss. 0-1. Oh, 1 fouled back. Stott now in an 0-2 hole. Oh, 2 pitch, foul back. Count stays 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. It grounded right to first, and Freeman makes the play to retire the Phillies in the top of the 6th. On we go to the bottom of the 6th. Middle third of the Dodger order due up. Phillies leading at 3-1. So we do now have a game time for the Tigers-Mariners Game 5. It will be shortly after 8 o'clock Eastern Time on Friday, 5 o'clock up there in the Pacific Northwest. So Freddie Freeman will lead it off in the bottom of the 6th for the Dodgers. Down 3-1 in Game 3. Be Freeman, Smith, and Hernandez. So Freeman 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch earlier in this game. My buddy Bill on the live chat from the other night. Back in the live chat. Good to hear from you, man. Suarez back to work on the hill. First pitch, bottom 6, is lifted foul. Well, the Dodgers are getting Clayton Kershaw up and loosening in the bullpen. Oh, 1 pitch inside, 1-1. One pitch, swing and a miss, 1-2. One-two pitch hit foul. Count stays 1-2. One-two pitch, swing and a miss. Freeman goes down on strikes for the first out in the bottom of the 6th. And it will bring up Will Smith, who's 0 for 2. He struck out both times. And Smith takes inside, ball 1. One pitch. That is on the ground and through into right field for a base hit. Will Smith has his first hit of the night. So here's Hernandez and takes outside, ball 1. Hernandez represents the tying run. Oh for 1. He has reached on a walk. Suarez's pitch to Hernandez is hit in the air into center field. That could be trouble, and it drops in. It's first and second with one out. That was hit kind of in no man's land there in center field. And Hernandez found the perfect spot to drop it. And the tying run is on for the Dodgers for Max Muncy. Tying run is Hernandez at first. Muncy at the plate represents the go-ahead run. So here's Muncy with runners at first and second, one out, a swing and a miss for strike one. That's hit on the ground to second. There's the second one on to first. Double play. A big double play turn to end the bottom of the sixth inning. Suarez gets out of it. We head to the seventh. Phillies still lead this game 3-1. Appreciate everybody joining in on the live chat. And I've had this problem the last couple, 2 or 3 times now. I have no idea why my chat messages show up twice. I have to check into why that's occurring. It'll be the top of the order for the Phillies here in the top of the seventh inning. Turner, Schwarber, and Harper. Three runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Phillies. 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error for the Dodgers. Both teams have had other chances. Both teams have left 6 runners on base through the first 6 innings here in this one. And Kershaw's coming in to pitch here in the 7th inning. 4th Dodger pitcher of the night. And we're going to see Kershaw in relief here. Of course, this is Kershaw's final season. He is announcing he is calling it a career at the end of this season for the Dodgers. Kershaw in 23 games this year, 11-2, 3.36 ERA, walked 35, struck out 84 in 112 2/3 innings. This is Kershaw's first appearance in the postseason this year. So here's Trey Turner leading it off here in the top of the 7th against Kershaw. Turner is 1 for 3. And takes low, ball one. One 0 pitch. That misses high. 2-0. Two 0 pitch. That's nowhere close either. It's 3-0. Three 0 pitch. That hits the outside corner for strike one. Three 1 pitch. That is on the up and through into center field for a base hit. A leadoff single for Turner here in the seventh. And here comes Kyle Schwarber. Schwarber 1 for 3. He had that 455-foot blast back in the 3-run fourth inning for the Phillies. His home run hit the awning out there in right field before falling onto the terrace level there. It was an absolute bomb. 1-0 pitch. Misses. It's 2-0. They check swing with the third base umpire just to check, and he says no swing. Two 0 pitch. Foul back. 2-1. Dodgers in the bottom of the seventh will have the 8, 9, and 1 hitters as the 2-1 pitch misses to Schwarber, 3-1. Pages, Edman, and Ohtani, the three scheduled hitters in the bottom of the seventh for the Dodgers. (3-1). That's low. So Kershaw running into problems here in the seventh as the first two Phillies have reached. And Bryce Harper stepping up. Harper 1 for 2 tonight. Phillies trying to add some insurance here in the seventh. Harper steps in. Turner at second, Schwarber at first. The two Phillies on base here in the seventh. Harper fouls it off, strike one. Phillies trying to send this to a game 4, which would be tomorrow, just past 6 o'clock Eastern, be 3 o'clock out there in Southern California. Harper sends it into right, coming on, and a sliding grab out there in right field. Teoscar Hernandez with a sliding catch for the first out. Bring up Alec Bohm. Nice sliding grab and effort out there by Teoscar Hernandez. If he doesn't make that catch sliding, there's a chance that ball gets by him. So now Baum 1 for 2. That's in the dirt. Nice stop by Will Smith. And now the throw back to first, and he's out. Schwarber got caught too far off first base and is tagged out trying to go back to first. Turner does advance to third. But now 2 outs. Schwarber looked like he was a little unsure whether he wanted to go to second, and then he was a dead duck trying to get back to first base. So now 2 outs, and Kershaw steps off. That's down low, 2-0. Two-0 misses low. It's 3-0. Three and 0, the count on Baum. And Kershaw's 3-0 pitch. Or I'm sorry, that's ball 4. I beg your pardon. Excuse me, I was a pitch behind. Here's Marsh, the batter. Marsh is 0 for 2. He has hit into a sacrifice fly. That's hit foul. That'll even the count 1-1. Runners at the corners. 2 outs for the Phillies here in the 7th. One. Bad, a high strike. 1-2. Crowd rises at Dodger Stadium. Trying to get this final out and keep the Phillies off the board. That's way high. 2-2. Two from Kershaw to Marsh. Fouled away. Marsh stays alive. That's hit into right field. Teoscar Hernandez on the run makes the catch, and the Phillies strand 2 more. They have stranded 8 on base tonight. Stretch time in LA. Still 3-1 Phillies. Again, it's going to be Pages, Edman, and the top of the order, Ohtani, here in the bottom of the 7th for the Dodgers. So Suarez for the Phillies has pitched the last 4 innings in relief. See if they bring him back out here for the bottom of the 7th. He's thrown 60 pitches. Pages, the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 7th. He's 0 for 2 tonight. So here we go. It is Pages, and it is leading off in the bottom of the 7th, and it is Suarez back out for his starting his 5th inning of relief. Of course, Ranger Suarez was a starting pitcher all year. And a strike to a pinch hitter here, actually, for Pages, as it's 0-2. Miguel Rojas is the pinch hitter. 262 hitter in the regular season, 7 home runs, 27 runs batted in. He's in an 0-2 hole here. Rojas 3 for 7 in the postseason. That's grounded to first, and playing it himself over there at first base is Bryce Harper for the first out in the bottom of the 7th. Brings up Tommy Edman. Strike 1. Oh, 1 is fouled. 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch is hit foul. Count stays 0-2. Phillies bullpen is loosening here. 0-2 to Edmonds, low 1-2. I did not see who that was warming up for the Phillies. One and two, the count on Edman, and here's the pitch from Suarez. Edman hits it foul and out of play. Count will remain 1-2. It's the closer, Duran, that's up loosening for the Phillies. 1-2 is bounced to third on one hop. Long throw across. Pulls Harper off the bag, but he gets the tag down on Edman for out number 2. And here comes Ohtani. Hitless tonight, 0 for 3. A little bit of a collision there between Harper and Edman there as well. Everybody looks okay. Ohtani swings and misses for strike 1. Strike 1 pitch. Down low, 1-1. One. In the air to left, hit pretty well. Back to the wall and caught just in front of the wall in left field. Ohtani just missed one. That would have made it a 1-run game. Dodgers down in the 7th. We head to the 8th. In a must-win game for the Phillies, they still lead this game 3-1. Be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Real Muto, Kepler, and Castellanos due up here in the 8th. For the Phillies, still clinging to this 3-1 lead. We've been 3-1 since the 4th inning. Dodgers started the scoring in the bottom of the 3rd on a solo home run by Tommy Edman, made it 1-0. Phillies tied it in the top of the 4th with the home run by Schwarber. And then took the lead on a bomb single to center field. And then a sacrifice fly by Marsh gave the Phillies their 3rd run of the inning, which is where we stand now, 3-1, top of the 8th. So Real Muto will lead it off in the Phillies' 8th. Real Muto 1 for 3 with a double. Yamamoto started this game on the mound for the Dodgers. He went 4 innings. He stands to get the loss. Banda came in relief, pitched 1 inning. Dreyer pitched an inning. Kershaw now into his 2nd inning. Aaron Nola started for the Phillies. He only went 2. Ranger Suarez has come in and has pitched the game's last 5 innings. But are we going to see Duran come in for possibly a 6-out save? See where Thompson decides to do with that. First pitch, top 8, downstairs, ball 1. Defensive change to tell you about for the Dodgers in center field. As that's a drive deep left center field. Back and goodbye. Real Muto sends it out and adds a big insurance run for the Phillies. It's 4-1. I was going to say, before that home run, the new center fielder for the Dodgers is Justin Dean. So a huge insurance run here for the Phillies on the Real Muto home run to left center. Ball 1 to Kepler. Kepler 0 for 2 tonight. 1-0 from Kershaw's right there for strike 1. One, that's low. 2-1. So Kershaw in his second inning of relief, and he's having a little bit of an issue finding the strike zone tonight. And that misses low. It's 3-1. So Kershaw has now thrown 27 pitches. Only 11 have been for strikes. Kerkering now up loosening for the Phillies as well as the closer Duran. The 3-1, that's not close either. Ball 4 high. So Kepler walks, and it'll bring up Castellanos. Pitch to Castellanos is hit to third and bobbled at third, and everybody's safe. Muncy couldn't corral it, and everybody is safe, and that's going to be an E5 on Muncy. Dodgers' second error tonight. And here's Stott. 1 for 3. And Stott bunts. It's a good one. It'll advance the runners. Stott is out at first for the first out, but the 2 runners advance. So the sacrifice bunt successful for Stott. And now we're back to the top of the order in Trey Turner. Turner 2 for 4 tonight. Couple singles. And that's another one down low in the dirt. Ball 1. And low again from Kershaw. It's 2-0. Turner awaits Kershaw's 2-0 pitch. And a low pitch, but the home plate umpire gave him the strike zone. 2-1. Nick Lentz looked like might have been a generous strike one there. 2-1 pitch. That's lined into right center. That's going to get down. This is going to plate two more. 2-run score, 2-run single for Trey Turner, and the Phillies have broke this open here in the 8th inning. It's 6-1. Kepler and Castellanos come in. And here's Schwarber. Schwarber sends another deep one. Deep to right, and it is gone. Schwarber goes deep for the second time tonight. And the Phillies have busted this wide open. It's 8-1 in the 8th. Not quite as deep as the last one for Schwarber, but the same result. Think Schwarber might have busted out of his offensive funk. And not one of the more memorable postseason performances for Kershaw tonight. Dodger fans starting to head for the exits here in the 8th inning. Bryce Harper takes ball one high. Harper lines this into left center. That's going to get down. And then another bobble out there in center field by Dean, and Harper will end up at second base. So add the Phillies offense to the Dodgers fielding miscues tonight. Not a normal Dodgers performance tonight. That was probably going to be a double anyway. I think that's what they're giving Harper, even without the bobble. Now Baum, the batter. Baum takes ball one, and now finally the Dodgers bullpen's getting somebody up again. Trainin, who was up earlier, is back up. And here's the 1-0. That's low, 2-0. So Duran, the closer, no longer in the bullpen for the Phillies, and Kerkering now the only one out there warming up. Swing and a miss by Baum, 2-1. That's low, 3-1. So the Phillies in the first two games of this series back at home, unable to get that big clutch hit. But they have gotten some tonight. Three-one pitch on the ground and through into left field. Rounding third and the throw home. Harper is out. That's a great throw from left field. As that throw by Hernandez was right on the money to gun down Bryce Harper at the plate. With an 8-1 lead in the 8th inning, that's a chance you can take running around third. But if this was a 1 or 2 run game, I don't think you would have seen the Phillies send Harper there. Clearly out. That's a great throw from left field by Hernandez. Marsh is the batter, as the Phillies have batted around here in the 8th inning. As Marsh, the 9th batter of the inning. 1-0 pitches inside, 2-0. That misses in the dirt again, 3-0. Pitch. There's a strike. So earlier today in the National League, the Cubs stayed alive and forced a Game 4. And the Phillies are on their way to doing the same thing. 3-1 swing and a miss by Marsh. That'll fill the count 3-2. So Baum's going to take off on the pitch from first base. 3-2 payoff pitch. In the air to center. That's hit pretty well too, but that's going to stay in play, crashing along the center field fence. For the catch along the warning track is Dean to finally bring the top of the 8th to a close. But the Phillies break this game open with 5 runs in the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th coming at Dodger Stadium. Phillies now leading 8-1. Betts, Teoscar Hernandez, and Freddie Freeman, the 3 scheduled hitters here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So Kershaw, in 2 innings, gave up 6 runs, or 6 hits rather, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, walked 3, did not strike out anybody, and threw 48 pitches. Suarez is done on the mound after 5 innings. And the new Phillies pitcher, Orion Kerkering. 69 appearances this year for Kerkering. 8-4 record. 3.3 ERA, walked 27, struck out 65 in 60 innings. So Suarez goes 5, gave up 5 hits, 1 run. It was earned. Walked 1 and struck out 4. He threw 72 pitches. And the first pitch is a strike to Mookie Betts. 0-1 pitch down low. One pitch. On the way. Little nubber to the shortstop. And the throw on to first retires Mookie Betts. And there's the first out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's Teoscar Hernandez. Hernandez hitless in 3 at-bats tonight. Kerkering's delivery, strike 1. Strike 1 pitch, fouled away, and Hernandez down 0-2. Pitch down low, 1-2. Cubs stayed alive in their series earlier today. They held on to beat the Brewers 4-3. So that series now 2-1 Milwaukee. 1-2 pitch is hit to third. Long throw across in time for out number 2. In the American League, the Tigers forced a Game 5 as they beat the Mariners 9-3. They scored the final 9 runs of that game. So there will be a Game 5 in the Tigers-Mariners series on Friday night. We had our first team close out today. Toronto, just about 45 minutes ago, eliminated the Yankees. Blue Jays with a 5-2 win. So the Blue Jays advance to the ALCS to take on the winner of that Tigers-Mariners game on Friday. So the Blue Jays will have a 3-day rest to see who they will play. ALCS gets underway on Sunday. Toronto will have home field in that. 2-2 pitch hit to short. And the Dodgers retired 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 8th. On we go to the 9th. Phillies 3 outs away from sending this to a Game 4. It's 8-1. Real Muto, Kepler, and Castellanos, the 3 scheduled hitters, 6, 7, and 8 hitters, due up in the top of the 9th. Still do not know the pitching matchup tomorrow for that Game 4 in the Brewers-Cubs series. The Brewers could send Freddie Peralta on his regular rest. We do know in Game 5, the decisive Game 5 in the Tigers-Mariners series, the Tigers are going to send Skubal out there. Still have not seen who the Mariners are going to send out for Game 5. So we will have at least one game tomorrow night, Brewers and Cubs, looking like we're going to have a second one, as the Phillies are 3 outs away from sending this to Game 4. So if the Phillies hold on here, Phillies-Dodgers Game 4 tomorrow would be slightly after 6 o'clock Eastern Time, 3 o'clock out there in Southern California. And the Brewers-Cubs would be just after 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 o'clock there in Chicago. Foul ball here to open the top of the ninth as the new pitcher out here for the Dodgers is Blake Treinen. 32 games this year, 2-7 record, 5.4 ERA. Walked 19, struck out 36, 26 and 2/3 innings. There's strike 2 on Real Muto, who homered his last time up. It's Treinen's 4th appearance in the postseason. He's pitched an inning and a third so far. So should the Phillies hang on here and there be the 2 Game 4s tomorrow, I will be on tomorrow on the live stream for that Brewers-Cubs Game 4 tomorrow night. 1-2 pitch here is lined into right field. There's Teoscar Hernandez for the first out in the top of the ninth. So anyway, as I was saying, I will be on tomorrow on my page for Game 4 of the Brewers-Cubs tomorrow. Again, could be a closeout game for the Brewers. The Cubs trying to send that back up to Milwaukee for the decisive Game 5. That would be on Saturday, I believe. Here's Max Kepler, 0 for 2, walked a couple times and scored one of the 8 Phillies runs. Kepler sends this in the air to right center. Dean with a play, and he's got it for the second out. They'll bring up Castellanos. Ball 1. One 0 pitch. That's down low. It's 2-0. Two 0 pitch is foul. Counts now 2-1. Two 1 pitch is on the ground to second. And the Phillies retired 1-2-3 in the top of the ninth. Last chance for the Dodgers. They need a big rally here in the bottom of the ninth. They trail 8-1. It'll be Smith, Hernandez, and Muncy, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, due up for the Dodgers here in the last of the ninth, as the Phillies looking to close this out and send this to a game 4. New pitcher on for the Phillies here in the ninth to close this out is going to be Taijuan Walker. 34 games appeared in this year, 21 starts, 5-8 record, 4.08 ERA, walked 42, struck out 86 in 123 and 2/3 innings. First pitch, strike 1, bottom 9. Oh, 1 is popped up, shallow center field. And coming on from center field for the catch is Marsh for the first down, the bottom of the 9th. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th, and the batter is Hernandez. It's 1 for 2 tonight. Fouls this off. Counts even a ball and a strike. Two 1 pitches upstairs, 3-1. Three 1 to Hernandez. That's ball 4. That's the last thing you want to do if you're the Phillies. Give the Dodgers 3 base runners with a comfortable lead here in the 9th. Batter's going to be Max Muncy. Muncy's 1 for 3 tonight with a single. Pitch a little outside, ball 1. One 0 pitch. That's high, 2-0. Now Walker having an issue finding the strike zone. Here's the 2-0. That's up. Oh, they gave him a strike. That looked high, but 2-1 the count. 2-1 pitch fouled away. The count's now even 2-2. Two pitch. On the ground and through into right field for a base hit. Rounding second and heading to third is Hernandez. And the Dodgers have runners at the corners with 1 out in the 9th. And Justin Dean will get his first at bat of the game. Justin Dean came in as a defensive replacement. Hasn't played a whole lot this year, just played in 18 games. Only had 2 at-bats. And actually, it's not going to be Dean. It's going to be a pinch hitter. Dalton Rushing will pinch hit. 53 games this year. He hit .204, 4 home runs, 24 runs batted in. Check swing foul, strike 1. A 1 pitch. That's foul. 0-2. Rushing fouls it off into the seats, stays 0-2. Approaching midnight here in the Eastern time zone where I am, so I'm going to say I'm probably going to sign off here pretty quick after the conclusion of this game. Give you some final stats on it. Rushing swings and misses for strike 3, and now the Dodgers are down to their final out in Game 3. Tommy Edman, the last hope tonight for the Dodgers. Edman 1 for 3 on the night, hit the solo home run back in the 3rd that started the scoring, but the Phillies have scored 8 consecutive runs since then. Strike 1 to Edman. Oh, 1. That's lined too short and under the glove. Scoring is Hernandez, and it's 8-2 here in the 9th. Muncy advanced to 3rd. So Ohtani's going to get one more at bat here. And out comes Thompson. And we're going to have a pitching change, looks like. So I guess it's going to be Tanner Banks coming in to try to get this final out for the Phillies. So the Phillies will use their 5th pitcher of the night. Both teams using 5 pitchers in this one. So Banks coming in this year appeared in 69 games, 6-2 record, 3.07 ERA, walked 12, struck out 61 and 67 in a 3rd innings. Comes on with runners at 1st and 2nd, 2 out, needing 1 out to send this to Game 4. Ohtani will step up. Ohtani has an 0 for 4 night going. Fans that are left, a lot of them headed for the exits back in the 8th inning, but the fans that are left would like to see Ohtani take one deep. Muncy at third, Edman at first, the two base runners for the Dodgers. Ohtani gets a little bit under this one, sends it into right field, and that is the ball game. And with no catch in right field, and the Phillies stay alive for at least one more day as they take Game 3 on the road in LA. 8-2, the final score tonight. 8 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Phillies. They stranded 9 on base, 2 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Dodgers. They left 8 on. Ranger Suarez gets the win for the Phillies. Loss goes to Yamamoto. And there will be a Game 4 in this Phillies-Dodgers series. Road team has won the first 3 games of this series. Dodgers lose for the first time in the postseason. So these two teams will do battle tomorrow night just past 6 o'clock Eastern, 6:08, 3:08 out there in Southern California for Game 4. And then the Brewers-Cubs Game 4 will be tomorrow night, 9:08, 8:08 in Chicago. I will be on the live stream for that Brewers-Cubs game tomorrow night. So the division series round did not see one sweep, as each series goes to at least 4 games. As the Phillies win this one 8-2 to send it to a Game 4. Again, I'm probably going to sign off right here. And again, thank you for joining me. My name is John, Sportsmananza John, my site here on YouTube. Also on Twitch tonight, Sport Guru John. If you do enjoy my content, would appreciate a like and subscribe on YouTube. That would really help out. And again, I will be on the live stream again tomorrow night. Game 4, Brewers and the Cubs. Brewers looking to close out that series. Cubs look to send it to a Game 5. I will talk to you again tomorrow just around 9 o'clock Eastern Time for that Game 4 tomorrow of the Brewers and Cubs. Appreciate you joining me, everyone, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow night. Good night.